If you work with a video editor or editing agency and you're struggling to get the editors to create videos exactly how you want them, maybe you spend hours writing feedback or thinking about firing them because you just rather do it yourself, this workflow is going to solve all of that in the next few minutes. Trust me, I know how frustrating it is. I've worked with dozens of editors. I've created hundreds of videos, gotten millions of views. If you follow the steps I'm going to show you, you'll save time and the quality of your videos are going to go up. This stuff works. But before I show you the workflow, we have to understand why this happens. So let's say you just finished filming a video. You upload the files and you go over your footage and you're excited to finally get this off your hands. But when they send back the first edit, your stomach drops because it looks nothing like what you imagined. The pacing is off, titles are weird, transitions are jarring, the music choice is, It's just completely missing your style. So you spend hours writing detailed feedback on frame and you think, dude, the time it's taken me to leave these comments is longer than I could have edited the video myself. And you think maybe the next project is gonna get better, but it doesn't. But there's a really simple fix, and trust me, it's not the fault of the editor. You, as the creator, need to document your entire process for content creation. If you're a solo creator or solo founder, you do everything yourself, then all of that knowledge lives inside your head. The transitions you use, the way you pace your videos, the style choices, all of that has become muscle memory. But your editors can't read your mind. And so the first solution actually isn't more feedback. It's just better documentation. What you want to do is create a detailed editing manual that guides your editor step by step through editing one of your videos. Think of it like a recipe book. If someone can follow only your instructions and end up with pretty much exactly what you imagined, it's a good recipe. And then once they've gotten there, your editors can start to experiment and use their creative skill set, what they're good at, and come up with a better product based on the foundational recipe that you provide them. Now, the next question is, what should actually go inside of your editing manual? And so let me show you the one that I've developed over the past 5 years and the one we currently give to our editors and all of our clients. This is our current editing manual for Koi and for Mike and Maddie, our 2 YouTube channels that we're trying to grow right now. At the top of my editing manual, there is this toggle, which includes a short video walking through the most important pieces of this editing manual. It's not super useful to just give someone a huge resource. They have to understand how to implement it and how to interpret it. And so that's why I created this manual. And I also created a table of contents so they can quickly get to the most important things that they want. And you can see how detailed I get with this editing manual. I go through all the layers of the editing process, from the hook, the A-roll cut, the music, the visuals, and the animations. And for each one of these layers, if I click on the table of contents, it takes me directly there. I have goals, clear instructions, and I have certain rules for them to follow. This is based on iteration over many, many years and many videos. But having a manual alone isn't enough, because there's another crucial step that happens before your editor even touches your footage. After I made an editing manual, I noticed that the edits were improving, but I would still have to spend hours fixing edits and writing feedback, because at the end of the day, each video is a little bit different, even though it does follow the same brand guide, the color palette, and everything like that. But over time, I started to notice a pattern. The videos that turned out best, the ones that needed the least revision and comments, all had one thing in common. It all came down to how much pre-work I put into the video before sending over the footage. The more work you do up front, the less work you'll have to do after the fact. Brian Tracy, the author of Eat the Frog, says, "Every minute you spend in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. This gives you a 1000% return on energy." Pretty good trade-off, right? And so what I've been doing to really improve the quality and efficiency of edits is to storyboard out my videos. Storyboarding is something used in film and animation to visually map out the sequence of the video, right? Frame by frame, line by line, what is going to happen. And so I want to show you an example of a storyboard that I created before I gave it to my editor. So this is one of my video projects called Life is a Video Game. And if I scroll down, get past the thumbnails that we're working on, there is this section called the storyboard. Now the storyboard here is a database in Notion. It has line by line the exact script and transcript of the video. And next to each line, I also describe what kind of edit it's going to be. Is it going to be graphics? Is it going to be B-roll? Is it going to be talking head? Are there going to be captions? Is this where a music transition happens or title changes? And then I also leave an explanation of how I want the edit to look like. Next to that, there are also links to reference images or videos that they can use from. And if it's B-roll that I actually shot, I also link the B-roll in Google Drive, and I also checkmark it to make sure I actually know that I actually filmed that B-roll too. And if you just scroll down, it goes through the entire video. The more prep work you do for the entire video script, the easier and the better the edits are going to be. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this Notion template here is called Content Engine. It is a completely done-for-you system for ideation, content creation, and managing multiple calendars for multiple channels. It's what all of our clients use. And so if you're interested in picking it up for yourself, I'll leave a link below. Now, even with the perfect pre-work and editing manual, there's still going to be some hiccups, right? And so you will need to know how to give good feedback. But there's a specific way you can do this that not only trains your editors, but also saves you time. Sometimes I will leave hundreds of comments on an edit, but there's a reason why this actually creates more long-term problems for you and your editor. Because if you give really detailed feedback for every single video, you're training your editor to rely on the feedback instead of understanding your style and using your editing manual. It would be like if a teacher gave you a textbook to learn from, but then never used it to teach from, and then made all their exam questions without using the textbook. And so let me show you an example about how I've done this. So this is an edit that one of my editors sent back. This is using the app called frame.io. Great tool for leaving comments between your editors and your other creative team. And as you can see, I went through the video and left a bunch of comments for this edit. So as you can see, as we're going in through the video, I am leaving specific comments with links to assets that I want them to use. If there's a specific song I had in mind, I will link the song there. And you can actually see, I also, underneath the comments that I give, I link back to the manual, the exact rule or the exact step for them to understand what it is that comment is about, right? For example, here in rule number 2, this is a comment about music that I made. I want them to start the song at 6 seconds into the video so it lands perfectly with the drop of this song. See rule number 2 in the manual, and then I link that part of the manual. If we click on this link, it should take them directly back to the brand editing manual and highlight rule number 2, music should be paced with script and the visuals. And if they expand this, they'll be able to see, oh, there's a video here that explains exactly what I had in mind for this edit. So leaving feedback like this for your editing team or whoever's editing your videos does 2 very powerful things. Number 1, it trains your editors on how to actually implement your brand guide, your editing manual, versus making them interpret it on their own. And number 2, it also improves the quality of your documentation, because if they keep messing up or they don't understand what you've linked to them, then you know that you need to make your own edits and change up your guide to improve it for the next edit. This whole system, the editing manual, the pre-work, and the brand kit-based feedback is really what allows us to maintain high quality content while scaling our YouTube channels. And it's one of the many workflows and strategies that we use to help creators and founders like you to implement and grow and scale YouTube channels. And so if you're interested in working with us, I'll leave some links in the description below. Also to check out the content engine if you want a completely plug and play system to use for you and your creative team. But of course, your editors can't edit great videos unless you also give them great scripts and great footage to work with. And so if you also want to see my step-by-step process for scripting videos that hook viewers and keep them watching, you're definitely going to want to check out this video over here. It's one of our better ones.